Deshaun Watson, the man. Deshaun grew up in Gainesville, Georgia, where he was surrounded by gang activity and many shootings. His family, like much of their surroundings, was very poor. They lived in government housing until Watson was 11 years old. His parents' names were Dean Watson and Don Richardson. His father, Don, was out of the picture. Deshaun attended Gainesville High School and was a starter all 4 years. At 6'2", he was a QB with 4.6 speed. So let's just say Deshaun Watson was that dude. The largest challenge for Watson, though, was his mother's illness. When he was a sophomore in high school, his mom was diagnosed with tongue cancer. She spent 8 months at Emory Hospital in Atlanta. During this time, Watson picked up 4 jobs in order to provide for his family. Don't forget, he still managed his sports and school alongside this. His 4 jobs were a tax assessor, an Atlanta Falcons ball boy, accountant assistant, and a real estate assistant. Watson's mom was able to beat the cancer after chemotherapy, radiation, and having a small portion of her tongue removed. It's important to note that Watson's mother was not a bad influence on his life. She was his rock, according to him. When Watson was 11 years old, his mother moved his family by literally building them a house. She had been working for an organization called Habitat for Humanity, which gathers individuals together to build houses for lower-income families. Eventually, she was able to build her new home through this organization. His mother was always extremely supportive of him, and he's quoted in saying that she is so well-grounded. While his mother was sick, he had to take care of his younger brother and sister. He's quoted in saying that he made sure they were going to school, having clothes, shoes, food, and doing things they wanted to do. He basically acted as a parent at age 15. That's absurd. His mother's illness was an extremely tough event Watson had to deal with in his life, but it gave him toughness and empowerment that he has shown on the field. His childhood hardships shaped him into the man he is today, despite not having a father figure his whole life. Additionally, Watson's work ethic was learned through his high school coach, Coach Perry. Watson said that Coach Perry would make him wake up every morning and memorize plays, study film 2 hours before school, and even visit his house after school to be quizzed on what he learned. This didn't just occur during football season either. When Watson was in his basketball season, the routine didn't change. The coach also monitored his schoolwork, taught him religion, and taught him how to be a man. Coach Perry was the only support Watson had when his mom got sick. Yes, Deshaun was a mentally tough kid off the field, but let's not forget how athletically gifted this kid was. Here's some of his high school highlights. Watson talked about in an interview that he would often wish he could just be a normal high school student and would complain about all of the tasks he was asked to do. He said that once he received an offer from Clemson and Coach Swinney, he finally understood why it was necessary for him to work so hard. Playing D1 college football had always been a dream, and he was extremely close to achieving it. This is when he finally understood how big of an opportunity he had, as well as responsibility he had in front of him. This offer acted as fuel to be great. Clearly, he took advantage of this. Here's some of his ridiculous college highlights.
South Carolina State got crossed up in the secondary, and the Tigers are in the end zone. Watson to throw here on first down. Going to take a shot. The receiver's there. It's caught by Kane to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
As the games grow more important.
Play fake here. Watson taking a shot, going for Williams. Williams comes down with it. An incredible catch. Touchdown.
Although missing out on the Heisman Trophy his junior season, Watson had a magnificent game against Crimson Tide, where he threw for 420 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner to walk on Hunter Renfrow as time expired. Shortly after bringing home the trophy back to Death Valley, Watson declared for the 2017 NFL Draft. There were mixed opinions about Deshaun leading up to the draft. Many people saw a winner. Deshaun led his team to 2 national championship games at Clemson and had proven that he could beat anyone in the country during his time there. Many questions were brought up about Watson before the draft. Could he lead a team that isn't as star-studded as the team he was on at the college level? He was drafted to the Houston Texans as the 12th overall pick in the draft. Deshaun soon proved why Dabo Swinney referred to him as the Michael Jordan of football. Early in the season, Watson was put in for a bench Tom Savage and never again returned to the sideline. He would go on to have a great rookie season until it was unfortunately ended with an injury. Watson had his best performance on the national stage against the high-powered Seattle Seahawks. He threw for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was on a tear until he literally tore his ACL again in practice following that game. Today, Deshaun is regarded as, without a doubt, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He has led his Houston Texans to the playoffs for a second consecutive year and is currently getting ready for a battle with his old draft class rival, Patrick Mahomes. It was in a wild card round when Watson made an unbelievable play in overtime that included him getting sandwiched by 2 defenders, escaping out of it, and finding his receiver to put his team in field goal range to win the game. Watson is the definition of a clutch performer. Here's some highlights just to show you what I'm talking about.
It's a rookie tight end. This time it's Jordan Thomas.
6 Titans fans making some noise here in Nashville. Watson again with time, now in trouble. Casey trying to get him. Watson across his body, completes it to Hopkins. 5, and he takes it in for the touchdown. Great job again by the Texans offensive line, allowing Watson time to throw. 2nd and 7. Watson looking deep down the left side of the field for Fuller. Fuller has got it. Touchdown, Texans.
15.
1st and 10 from the 44. Play action once again. Watson escapes the pressure and now throws to a wide open tight end, Jordan Thomas. Thomas inside the 10, and then finally forced out of bounds. The rookie 6th-round pick. Sacks in a game this season. Now the Texans offense looks to capitalize. Wide open.
When they tell you you ain't that dude, but you is,